Hello, my name is Austin Childress. I am the Director of Education for Carabella Coffee here in Newport, Kentucky. This video is brought to you by Roasty, and today I'm going to be talking through Chemex. So, Chemex is one of my favorite brewing devices, particularly if I'm brewing for more than myself, or if I'm just in the mood for a lot of coffee. So this can make multiple cups of coffee. It's great for hosting, having people over, and it has a really fun history. It was invented in 1941 in New York City by a German inventor, and his whole thing with it was, how do I make coffee brewing beautiful as well as functional? He was a scientist, so he used laboratory grade glass, which is what we have here, but it's also really elegant and unique. It looks good if you leave it out on your counter at home. People always ask questions about it when I have people over to my home and they see it, but it falls into the family of pour over. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to end up acting as if it's a coffee brewer, but I'm going to manually pour the water over top of it. So something that makes a Chemex unique is its filter. So these filters are actually a bond of paper and cotton. So they're extremely thick as far as filters go. And it's folded up like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take one sheet, and then that means there'll be 3 on the other side. I'm going to make sure that the side with 3 ends up over top of this little spout here. So the spout allows air to continue to flow out as I'm brewing my coffee so that the coffee doesn't get hung up as I'm brewing it. So we want to make sure airflow is happening. So I'm going to set that filter in there, and then I'm just going to wet my filter. So I have water that's about 205 degrees here. Most coffee brewing you should be doing between 195 and 205 degrees. Creeping up a little bit above that is even okay. Basically, if you don't have a thermometer, you're gonna bring that to a boil and then take it off the stove or the burner and just wait about 3 or 4 minutes, and that'll allow it to drop down into that space where you want to use it. So there are multiple reasons that we wet our filter. One of them is that it adheres to the side. 2, it can kind of remove any residual papery taste that may be on there. But 3, and I think this is the most important, it heats up the entire brewing vessel. So you want to do this so that the heat in the coffee brewing bed keeps the same temperature throughout the entire brew process, that we're not losing heat and also losing extraction of flavor. All right, so once you've rinsed your filter, you want to be sure to dump out any water that was left in your Chemex. So I've already done that, and now I'm ready to grind my coffee. I'm going to grind my coffee on kind of a medium coarse grind. I'm looking for about 3.5 to 4 minutes in my total brew time. So from the time I begin pouring to the time that last drop goes through of brewed coffee. All right, so I've got my medium coarse grind here, and I'm using 30 grams today, and I'm going to be doing a 15-to-1 ratio. When I say 15-to-1 ratio, that means that for every 15 grams of water, I'm going to be using 1 gram of coffee. So I've got my coffee here. I'm kind of shaking it around to make sure the bed is nice and level. I'm going to get my timer going here on my scale. And with this first pour, it's just going to be what we call the bloom. You want to make sure that you're saturating all of the coffee grounds in there. So I would start by doing about double the amount. So since I have 30 grams of coffee, I'm going to pour 60 grams of water. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and wait 30 seconds just to kind of allow some of the carbon dioxide and nitrogen gas from the roasting process to dissipate and open up the flavor for us. Now that 30 seconds is up, I'm going to go ahead and pour Just nice, slow, controlled circles, never going too far to the edge. I don't want to pour directly on the filter, because if I do that, basically the water gets sucked straight down to the bottom and misses all of the coffee. So I'm gonna pour just these little tiny circles, and I want to get to 250 grams of water by about a minute in time. Once I do that, I'm gonna stop and just wait for about 5 to 7 seconds as it drains down just a little bit before I do my last pour. All right, after that has happened, I'm gonna go ahead and do my final pour, which I'm gonna go up to 450 grams, which ends up being about 16 ounces of brewed coffee, or 2 cups if you're doing 8-ounce cups. So if you want a conversion from grams to tablespoons, I'm sure you could Google it, but also we're looking at about 2 tablespoons per cup of ground coffee. There we go, I'm at 450 grams by about a minute and 40 seconds, minute and a half is somewhere in there. And I'm like to give it just a little tiny wiggle just to make sure you kind of get any grounds that may be sitting up around the top of your Chemex. And now you sit back and wait for it to drain and get ready to enjoy your coffee. So once your 3.5-4 minutes has gone by, you're just gonna go ahead and grab your filter up. And what you're looking for when you look down in it is you just want to make sure all of the grounds are completely flat in that bed. You don't want a bunch of things that look like sand dunes. Just nice and level, means it's going to be well extracted. And then what you're looking for in the flavor profile is it's going to be pretty light in body, but with a Chemex, it should be really nice and sweet as well. Just a good rounded cup of coffee. Has that really elegant thing. The thing that I love about it, right, is you don't have to have another decanter. The brew method and the decanter is all in one. And there you go. Cheers. Enjoy.